friends, and welcome to Miss Nancy's house, where we can play and learn together. Today, I thought we could talk about shadows. I think that's kind of a fun thing to think about. So, I want to talk to you about what makes a shadow. I have a lot of different activities that we're going to do to talk about shadows, but first of all, I want to show you. I got out my handy-dandy flashlight, and I got an old box that I had in the garage. It'll kind of show you a little bit, but when we have a shadow, usually the sun or a light is coming down. That's why I got my flashlight. And then you have an object, and the shadow comes behind when the light shines, and then the shadow comes behind the object. Let me show you. I put my hand in the box. You can see it right there. And then I shine my light in, and you can see the shadow behind my hand on the back side of the box. This is something that you could try to do at home. If you have an old box sitting around, make sure that it's okay if you cut it up or use it, but I still think it would be something fun to do. You can make shadows on the wall at night if you have a flashlight, or you could make shadows outside when it's dark outside. There's a lot of different things that we can do with shadows. So come along with me and find out today. I'm out in the sunshine today of my backyard because I thought I would try to show you how shadows work. When you're out in the sunshine and it's coming down on me and on the paper, what I'm going to do is I put a toy right on my paper, and since this toy, you can't see through it. When you look at it, you can't see through it. So the sun shines down on it and makes a shadow on the paper. So we'll see if we can draw around the shadow and make the shape of this toy horse. Let's give it a try. So I have my horse sitting on the table right on top of my paper, and you can see when the sun shines through it that there's a shadow on my paper. Let's see if I can take my marker and draw around the shadow. This is going to be very tricky. I think it's going to work. I'm making a horse shape on my paper. Now I got to draw around his tail. Let's see if I can get both legs in. I think this is something that you could do at your house on a nice sunny day. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to try to get between these two legs. And now, let's see what it looks like when I take the horse away. You can see the horse shape on my paper. You know what? I'm going to try it again with this tiny rooster. See, I have a tiny rooster. Let me see if I can do this one too. Take my marker and draw around the rooster. Ooh, this is tricky too. It's kind of a way to play with your toys in a different way. A different way to learn about shadows and play with your toys outside in the sun. Maybe you could even do this at night if you have a light on inside. Oh, and look, you can see my rooster and my horse on my paper. So this is something that you could try at home. I think that this would be fun. I'm going to maybe color this in a little bit and see if I can give the colors of my rooster or the colors of my horse on the paper. I went to the library and I found some books about shadows, and I thought I would show you those today. The first one is called What Makes a Shadow, and this is by Clyde Robert Bullough. And it talks about what we've learned, how the sun shines down and makes a shadow because it shines through, shines past your body. This is a fun book to read. I also thought this was an interesting one. It's simply called Shadows, and it just has a few words on each page, so that's kind of nice. And this book is by Deanna Calvert. Let me show you. Shadows can jump and shadows can race. It's kind of a fun thing to think about. Now this is an old favorite. I've had this book for a long time. It's called Bear Shadow, and it's by Frank Ash. It's a good one that you might like to check out too. This book is a Weber book, and it is a puzzle book that talks about guess the animal shadows. And in this book, you try to figure out, let's see, the dog matches this shadow, so it will show you animals on one page, and then how many of the shadows appear below, and you try to match it up. It's very interesting. You could spend a lot of time trying to figure out these puzzles in this book. And another book is called Shadow Chasers, and it is by Ellie McKay. And it talks about fun, playing with shadows, and being outside at night in the shadows. It's a good one. Now my very last one that I would like to read to you today is kind of a funny book. It's called Yeti, Turn Out the Light. The Yeti is a make-believe creature. There's really not an animal that looks like this, but I think it's kind of a fun one. It is by Greg Long and Chris Edmondson, and I thought it might be fun to read it today. Let's give that a try. So let's read this book together. In this picture, this Yeti looks kind of scary. I hope he's not, but let's see. Yeti, turn out the light. Oh look, he must live out in the wilderness. That's what it looks like. From deep in the forest, there comes a loud yawn. It's Yeti. He's sleepy, for the day's nearly gone. So Yeti heads home, eats his dinner, and flosses. Oh, he's flossing his teeth. Then snuggles into bed, but he turns and he tosses. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you, my dear. Yeti sees shadows, dark, frightfully near. What are those shadows? They dance up the wall, and my, are they scary. Oh, what could they be? Yeti is wary. Oh, I wonder what this could be. Ah! On the light goes, and to Yeti's surprise, he sees only bunnies in their big bunny eyes. Now those bunnies are not scary. Back in bed with the bunnies, Yeti feels sleepy. Then he sits up and shouts, "What's that shadow? It's creepy!" Let's see what this one is. Ah! On the light goes, but there's nothing to fear. It's just 3 little birds on top of a deer. That doesn't look the least bit scary. Yeti is flustered. He needs milk to calm down. But when he reaches the kitchen, he hears a strange sound. On the light goes. Oh, what could it be? Why, it's just Bear and Owl, and they're drinking some tea. Yeti tries to sleep with bunnies, birds, deer, bear, and owl, but he soon sees a shadow, so frightfully foul. Now Now look at this. All of these animals are piled up in his bed, and he sees this shadow. What could it be? On the light goes, and the animals scatter, but Yeti just laughs, for there is nothing the matter. The shadow is just us, Yeti says with a sigh. It's time to go home, friends. Sweet dreams and goodbye. They're all tired. It's time to go home. I think their party is over. With the bed to himself and the dark all around, the Z's Yeti yearned for are finally found. All of the animal friends are out here sleeping too. You can see the Z's all over, just like Yeti's Z's. And there's the forest. Will you ever find sleep? Will Yeti ever find sleep? Ha! I think he did when all of his friends went home. That's a good story. And not scary at all. I brought my shadow page inside that I made with my horse and my rooster. And I colored it just a little bit. And I think it's kind of a fun picture. It has the rooster, and I was trying to make it the same color as the rooster toy that I had. And then I took my horse and I colored it in kind of the same way that the horse is colored in. And it made it kind of interesting. This might be something that you could do at home if you make your shadows outside. Then you could come in and color in the pictures of toys to see if you can kind of make them look just like the toy that you have. It's something fun to do if you'd like to try it at home. Thanks so much for stopping in today. And thanks for visiting Miss Nancy's house. I hope that you can come again really soon because we have a lot more fun things planned to do with you. Bye-bye.